Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome to Power Rangers Week Day 3. Today I'm going to look at another newer item. This time I'm looking at Zord Vehicles. I have all four of them, and I really like these guys, so let's dig into its review. Okay, so it's day 3 and we're small again. Hooray! That Q-Rex review was really tough to film because I had people coming over right before I filmed that, or right after I filmed that, so I had to film it quickly. So if I didn't go over everything, I think I went over pretty much everything. The Time Force Megazord Red can ride from the back, but after that review I did cut myself on my tripod, so yay. 2 injuries! Anyway, moving on to the Zord Vehicles. As you can see, they are Zoids with Power Rangers figures. Let's get started. The Red Zord Vehicle. My least favorite of them all, but we'll get into that in a minute. Well, each Zord vehicle includes a Ranger and a Zord with some kind of feature, and the main feature of all of them is that they can become alternate limbs for the 2010 Megazord. So, yay, bonus. Anyway, most people hate the non-show, the technically non-show crap that everyone complains about, but these are actually pretty good. I like them. They can also combine with the cycles, which I don't plan on getting, at least the spring ones. But anyway, we're moving on. Now, each Ranger is new. New mold with their power coin on there, which I thought was very nice detail. Anyway, you got 360 shoulders, outward shoulder movement, rotation, full leg movement with an extra rotation there, and then the head moves, of course. But that's about it. But basic little figure, and the T-Rex fell down back there. But still, this one's better. Yeah, that was just... It's just the fact, these also, to give them credit, they have normal hands. Anyway, moving on to the Zord vehicle, the main attraction here. As you can see, you got pegs all over the place. Anyway, these retail for about $10, so it's not bad. You can open his mouth. He's got articulation here, and his legs, and his tail comes off. But we'll get to that in a minute. Now, there's one accessory. It's a kind of a bonus accessory. You get a little power coin thing. One side is the power bolt, the other side has the Mighty Morphin 2010 logo. This is about the size of the new coins coming with the power-up Green Ranger and White Ranger, and the White Ranger 4-inch figures, and pretty much everything in the fall line. They're having little power coin things, which I'm thinking of getting everything to get those coins, because there's ninja coins in there. But yeah, there's that. Now this isn't just there, it's a feature. You open up his mouth, and you click it up, and then you push his tongue in, and then you load the disc up. You just click it on, and then click it between his teeth there. This just looks weird. And then you punch it, and it spins over there. Now, the tail comes off, not only to fit in the package. He doesn't stabilize as well as the tail. You're supposed to take the tail and set it up, and then you're supposed to take your T-Rex and load his coin in his mouth after resetting the tongue. And make sure it's clicked in the upright position. And then you're supposed to shoot his own tail, which most of the time you're going to miss. Plus the fact that the thing can't stand on its own without its tail, because the tail is a balancing point. But yeah, so definitely the weakest out of all the gimmicks. The coin's a little nice, little bonus, but that's about it. Moving on. You can position the Ranger on here so you can ride the Zord, which doesn't look too bad. But yeah, there you go. Now, they are compatible with the 2010 Megazord, like I mentioned. They actually become alternate arms, while the cycles become alternate legs. So if I remove the arm off of my Megazord here, and you could see that, that'd be good, right? Okay. Transform him, just flip up his things, flip these back, and he pugs on, and he does pretty much nothing. Of course, you can, put the coin in his mouth and have a coin blasting Megazord. But really, do we want that? No. Anyway, so that's... yeah, this one's the weakest. I'd only pick it up if you want the coin, but the coin's not even that great. Anyway, moving on to blue. Now, here we have one of my favorites of the Zord vehicles. Anyway, this is Blue Ranger. He's pretty much the same as the red, except new power coin, but that's about it. Anyway, moving on to the main attraction, which is brand new mold. Now, I'm sad they abandoned the animalistic thing for the Zord vehicles in the fall wave, and instead they're still racers, but hey, White Ranger. And as you can see, very nice looking Triceratops. Nice little panels in the back here, tail. Those actually pressure launched, and they're pretty good. 2 pressure launched missiles for horns, and then another one that makes up his tail, but that's something else. Let me just pop that in real quick. There is an extra joint on the side here that can connect to the cycles. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the gimmick of this one is supposed to rip off these back parts, plug them together, and set these up like that. You're supposed to open up his mouth, tip his head up, pull the tail off, stick it in his mouth. I really wish I could put it a better way. Make sure this is standing, and then you're supposed to shoot it. And it's supposed to break apart, but it doesn't. Really, my biggest complaint is that you're supposed to use parts, you're supposed to destroy parts of the Zord using other parts of the Zord. It makes no sense. Blue Ranger can ride on it, but I'm not going to waste time with that. It does have some articulation. You can move his head up and down, you can move his legs. So the Ranger figure is really a bonus for me. I just kind of like using these as just vehicles that are just going around. For arm configuration, you want to take the tail off again and put it back in his mouth. And also you want to take his legs and fold them up like this. And fold these forward. So like that. Kind of like some of the Wild Zords from Wild Force. Bring the Megazord in. Adjust my camera. And then you play it on. And now he's got a cannon arm. Very cool. Let's do black next, despite yellow being the next one to come out, because yellow's the best one. So we'll go black next. Alright, so here's the black Zord vehicle. First of all, Black Ranger. Very plain. Boring. The black Zord vehicle. It does have articulation here and here. Now this wasn't released initially. It was released in a March re-release of the figures. And, so, it came out, I found this in March, so, yay, it's on time. Pegs all over the place for a combination with bikes. Now, it does have, now its feature is that it bucks and knocks things off. Now, if you look, actually quite clever, because if you look inside, if I can get it right, he's got a white eye, and it turns red. It's very hard to tell, it's a very subtle effect. See, white, and it turns red. But yeah, so what does this do? It also comes with, not a part of its Zord it destroys, it comes with a putty. And this putty is the most awesome accessory in any Power Rangers toy ever. It's a breakdancing putty. Now the gimmick is that you stick the putty on there and you, bam, he's off. That's quite boring. He has breakdance moves. You can put him like that, you can put him doing that, you have him doing this. He is a breakdancing putty. Because of this, the Black Zord vehicle is the best of them all, only because of the breakdancing putty. $10 for this thing is awesome. Breakdancing putties for the win. Now, of course, there's an honor configuration, so let me just... As you see my camera raise up to the highest you can get, because this thing is tall. Take this, fold the legs, yeah, you got fold the legs, these legs forward so that holds into place. And then you got that, you plug this on, and then he's got the mammoth on an arm, the really bad. Now, let's move on to the yellow Zord vehicle with the Green Ranger. That makes no sense, but we'll get on to that. Okay, the yellow Zoid vehicle with Green Ranger. Green Rangers are repainted the others, new head and a little down. Over with. This one represents a Liger from Zoids. A lot. All these resemble Zoids, but this one resembles a Zoid most. Very nice. You got clear plastic up here, clear plastic back here. Now, it's got articulation in each of the limbs, and a little peg there that flips out for bike combinations. Anyway, so very nice looking. Now, there is the feature on this one I need to turn my light off for. It's got glowing eyes. That is awesome. You get glowing eyes. Yeah, that's all it does, though. Now, what makes this one the best, you might wonder? The arm combination. Switching these up, flipping these back, flipping out the tail to make a giant sword arm for the Megazord. And this is just awesome. Now, before I finish this, let me raise the camera up. What you can do is if you have both yellow and blue, let me configure blue real quick, I'll just talk about this. This was, if you have yellow, blue, and 2 of the cycles, and even if you don't have the cycles, you can make the awesomest thing ever. That is slightly a crossover between 2 of my favorite series, which is Power Rangers and Digimon. You have the Omnimon Megazord. Cannon on one arm, saber-tooth sword on the other. Granted, this is really redundant because you have the legs here, which is why you should get cycles, but forget cycles. Yes, this just looks awesome. It is the Omnimon Megazord. This is the entire reason you should buy these 2. And you should buy the other 2 if you really want. You should buy black for the brick dancing putty. You should buy yellow and blue in the Megazord to make Omnimon Megazord. You can skip red. There's not really anything important. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the Zord Vehicles here. I have enjoyed the Zord Vehicles, just wish they had a little bit more playability. But, Omnimon Megazord for the win. I'm totally leaving it like this, because I have my original. Speaking of which, here's the original. Yeah, original. So as you can see, Megazords galore. Same Megazord twice, yet such a different toy. Anyway, we're moving on to an older item tomorrow, and more of a collection than anything else. Till next time, Soundout saying goodbye.